Hey, in this video we're going to discuss IP complaints, and this is exactly what you need to know about IP complaint. Number one, don't freak out. This is extremely important. Do not freak out, especially if this is your first IP complaint. You have to understand that IP complaints are extremely, I wouldn't say extremely frequent, but they are not the end of the world with Amazon. They are part of running an Amazon FBA business, so don't be scared. Here, let me show you what it looks like. So I actually received this IP complaint about 3 weeks ago, and Amazon entitled it "Your Seller Account." So you open the email, and this is what they say: "We received a report from a rights owner that you are listing counterfeit products." Now, this specific ASIN is definitely no counterfeit. I bought it from Target. But what happened here is that the brand owner, they're basically being very reactive and reaching directly to Amazon to complain about every single Amazon seller that is listing on their item. And they are falsely claiming that it's counterfeit when it's not, just so that they get Amazon's immediate attention. Then Amazon proceeds to say that I should provide invoices or I should contact the brand owner directly to have them retract the IP complaint from Amazon. So this brings me to the second point: respond to Amazon immediately and be very polite and be very elegant in your message. And this is the type of stuff that you want to include in your message to Amazon. So you would respond to Amazon with your proof of purchase, your invoices saying where the purchase date is, the listing name, the price information, where it got delivered. And you also want to be very polite. You also say, this is in response to this ASIN complaint. I'm very sorry. I didn't know I was not able to sell it. And please work with me to try to fix this, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I provided Amazon my invoice from Target. I have blurred out some segments that I didn't want to show here, but it contained my purchase date, my price, the picture of the item that I purchased, and that matched exactly the ASIN in question. However, in this case, Amazon did not approve my submission of information, and they still came back to me saying, hey, we need more information, we need more invoices, we also need a retraction from the brand owner. And I kept going back and forth with them, and I immediately decided, well, it's a long shot, but I am going to reach out to the brand owner directly to see if maybe by any chance they decide that, this is a case that they can retract from Amazon. So now step number 3, reach out to the brand owner directly and ask them to please retract their IP complaint from Amazon, explain your situation, provide them your invoices, tell them this is a legitimate purchase. And again, do not sound forward or accusatory. Sound very down to earth and try to apologize and tell them you didn't know that this was you were not supposed to be selling on this listing, and that you won't do it again. And as you can see by the response of this brand owner, they said, okay, if you don't do it again, we'll retract the IP complaint from Amazon in 10 business days. And that was fantastic. And they actually did. In 5 business days, they retracted the IP complaint from Amazon, and my account went from being in jeopardy to being 100% full health. So always be checking your account health on Seller Central. This is how to do it. So you would go to Performance right here, and then Account Health, which is the page where I am, and this should always be good. When I received the IP complaint that I showed you 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was here on the yellow, and there actually on my dashboard, everywhere it said your account is at risk, you should respond right away. So they want to put the fear in you. But again, don't be afraid, be down to earth and respond logically, following the steps that I'm telling you. And the last step to take care of is create a removal order for that ASIN. Probably the brand owner is going to be, okay, we're going to retract it, but you have agreed to not ever sell that listing again. So you can't just relist it and hope for it to sell quickly and get rid of it. Unfortunately, you need to create a removal order, and you can, once it comes back to you or to your prep center, you can either sell it on eBay, or if it's within the return window, you can return it back to Target or Walmart or wherever you purchase it from. So now that we have taken care of what to do when you receive an IP complaint, what can we do to avoid the IP complaints in the future? Because this won't be the last one. The first thing that you can do, get a tool called SellerAmp. It's one of my favorite tools. It's a Chrome extension. You run it in the background. So when you are exploring listings on Amazon, it will tell you all this type of data. One of my favorite parts of the data is SellerAmp has its own IP database, and it tells you whether you can sell that product or not based on previous IP complaints. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say you go to a product like Norelco. I know for a fact Norelco has a lot of IP issues. So you go there, and then you see SellerAmp immediately runs on the background, and it tells you right here under IP analysis, let me zoom that out. It tells you right here, IP issues suspected with Philips Norelco. So you know for a fact to stay away from this. Because SellerAmp, given their giant IP database, has determined that this is not a good product to sell. You're probably going to get an IP complaint if you do list it. Another way of telling if this issue will happen in one of the listings that you're considering is that you look at the Keepa chart, and it shows that the number of sellers has dropped drastically. Let me show you what I mean. So for example, we have Monster Energy. And what happened here? We look at the last year in Keepa. And by the way, I'm in price history here in Keepa. And we see that in October, we had a total of 9 sellers. And then it drastically dropped to 2. And it has stayed consistently in 2. So what happened here is that probably Monster.com did not like the fact that there were a lot of Amazon sellers on their listing. So they basically cleaned house. They contacted Amazon and they said, I don't want any FBA sellers here. They are infringing on our intellectual property. And they basically removed everybody from the listing. And if that was you selling Monster, that would have happened to you. Another good way of telling in the Keepa chart is if the price never fluctuates. When there is a good amount of Amazon FBA sellers, the price should always be fluctuating. But when there is only the brand selling or Amazon selling on the listing, the price will stay flat because the brand just wants to dominate and they don't want anybody to mess with their pricing. So as you can see here, again, we are on the Monster listing. The price was fluctuating up to the point that they clean house, and then just steady at $39.99. Another thing to look out for is if you see a listing with only Amazon or the brand itself are the only sellers on the listing, just run away, because that means that they don't want anybody else. And if Amazon FBA sellers have attempted in the past to go in there, they have cleaned house and removed them. Let me show you an example. So again, we are here with the Monster listing, and we see that only Amazon is on this listing, nobody else. Another good way of avoiding IP complaints is join Discord groups or Facebook groups where Amazon sellers tell each other the issues that they are having and the brands that they are having them with and who is giving away IP complaints. Then get an Excel spreadsheet and put all these brands there. So next time that you're shopping around for products to purchase, make sure to cross-check against that Excel spreadsheet. And the last, and this is the most effective way, use a tool like IP Alert. Now this is a paid tool, but is the best tool out there for IP complaints. Basically, they have a ginormous IP complaint database, bigger than anywhere else you've seen. And it will pop up a message every time that they either have a suspicious IP alert product or a known IP alert product. That way it alerts you every time that you are considering purchasing a product that may have IP issues. This is a service right here, and they have a lifetime plan and an annual plan. I just went ahead and got the lifetime plan because you get it once and it's yours forever. If you are interested in saving a little money, you can use the code DailyHernan and it will save you $30. So instead of paying $200, you will pay $170. And then this amazing essential tool for your business will be yours forever. And like I said, it's going to prevent you a lot of headaches in the future, and it's gonna basically save you from IP complaints from brands. The code Daily or None is under this video, and you can also click on my link and you'll get there $30 off. So that was that, guys. I hope that helped. If you like this video, like it. It's gonna help it a lot. And then also subscribe to the channel. More content is coming, hopefully every day. And again, keep that Amazon FBA business rolling. The most important lesson that I want to leave you with is do not be scared with IP complaints. It's an essential part of the business. The way you fix this and many other issues is by increasing your profit margin on every product that you purchase. So whenever this type of issues come in, you have that extra cushion of margin to cover everything, okay? So keep rolling and good luck, and I'll see you on the next video.